Hi Aries, welcome to August 2020. This is Leo season and this is your tarot and horoscope for the month ahead. So the Astrology Aries is pretty much led by you, I think. Don't tell the Leos, but there's a lot about you this season that is sticking out. Of course, your ruler Mars is beginning to slow down in your own sign, and it is going to remain there right up until next year. So this is a very unusual thing to occur and something to be enjoyed in your lifetime. So Mars this month in your sign, it's sitting in your first house with Chiron. So first and foremost, a lot of the stuff that you're going through at the moment, Aries, can feel very emotionally heavy. It can feel very cathartic. It can make you quite angry at times just because your body is removing old energy. It's removing old feelings of frustration, especially where things haven't worked out before for you in terms of career and in terms of love as to be highlighted. Your cards have told a very interesting story in terms of the ones that I've drawn for you beforehand, and a lot of them were very clear. And the reason I say that is because I used multiple decks, and in 3 instances there were duplicates from different decks. So one of the things that I had first that came out twice was the abundance card. Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter are all sitting in your sector of fame, your sector of public image, your sector of status. And that is going to be creating conflict with your first house, in particular with Mars. And it's giving you some healing towards your identity wounds, who you are versus who you aspire to be. And I think for a lot of you, you're aspiring for more this month. And in particular, you're seeking a bit of recognition for the work that you've put in steadily over some time now. Because I think for a lot of you, Aries, with the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles and the Garden, some of you are finally beginning to see fruition in terms of career. And the reason for this is because it is Saturn's final stint in your career sector. And Saturn has been quite limiting there. And Saturn only limits us in what it wants to teach us. It wants us to learn things. And with the 8 of Pentacles card here, you've been learning a lot of lessons in terms of the way you want to be responded to, the way that you want to be perceived, the way that you want to be viewed, the mark you want to leave in the world, the legacy that you want to leave behind. And I think for a lot of you, that's becoming quite important to you in August. And the good news, Aries, is that I can see you getting it. So with the Garden, I think a lot of you have been asked, especially with the abundance cards, a lot of you have been asked to go at a slower pace this year in all aspects of life. This year has been a test to you to be patient, to be thoughtful and thorough in areas where you usually like to rush things. And you're seeing, Aries, that it's paying off in a way that things are much more healthy, they're more organic. If love relationships have been going slower, if dating has been going slower, a lot of it is to prepare you for something much more solid, especially with the 10 of Pentacles here and the abundance cards, where career has been slower. It's pushing you to know that you really want it. Saturn, especially when it's in the same spot as Jupiter, Saturn always wants to leave us a bit of a gift. It always wants to leave us with a job well done. It's like university. You work very hard for a long time, you get a degree. Or high school, you go through high school for a very long time and then you get a diploma. Or whatever it is, Aries, is this is your reward, and it's beginning to become very clear. So I think for a lot of you with the 8 of Pentacles, you could be learning a new skill. You could be going to university. And I think in particular around the first week of August, you may receive news about this. I think there is an email or a letter coming in at the beginning of August that shows you the next part of your future. Shows you some kind of purpose, shows you some kind of next path, next step, as it were. And I think it's very fruitful for you, and it's really going to lead you to abundance. So I think in August you can expect some really good news surrounding career and some recognition and some advancement. In some way, I think a lot of you are being shown the path towards abundance, towards satisfaction. And I think for a lot of you, it's not even necessarily where you are now, because with the full moon in Aquarius and the Unbound card, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, as well as the Don't Dim to Fit In card, I think with the full moon in Aquarius occurring in your sector of groups, of memberships, I think for a lot of you, you're kind of done with some of the people in your life, be it friendship or be it a team or whatever it is. I think a lot of you are exiting that. I think a lot of you are moving out and moving away from a particular friendship or a particular group of people. And I think a lot of it was there to teach you, in essence, what you don't want. Okay, so the full moon in Aquarius is teaching you what you don't want, and in many ways giving you a little bit of a blessing of what you do. And I think for a lot of you, because the full moon in Aquarius is, although challenging your second house of finance, is actually giving you some little bit of clue of what you need to release in order to get to the abundance you want, or the recognition that you want. Okay, so there is a lot of interesting stuff going on here. And with the boundaries card, I feel like you've really had to say no to somebody recently, Aries, and I think it's a friendship, but it could also be colleagues. It's people in your life that you would see regularly, so it could be anybody. But I think a lot of you have had to say no to people because they've been taking up too much of your time, too much of your energy, or not doing enough of their own, not pulling their weight is what I'm trying to say here. So I think for a lot of you, there has been a bit of a release period going, or there will be in August. Now, one of the beautiful things that's coming up for you, as it is Leo season, Aries, is romance. So one of the other cards that came up twice from two separate decks was the Knight of Cups, which is really beautiful love energy. And of course, with it being Leo season, you would expect nothing less. So this card reads Knight of Cups, Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. So for a lot of you, with this Knight of Cups energy coming up twice, I think there is a very clear love interest in your life, or someone that is coming into your life, if not already. So for some of you, this could be a partner. For others of you, this could be someone you're dating. This could even be someone you're married to, obviously, because what's love? But the Knight of Cups coming up twice and the Ten of Pentacles, I think for a lot of you, your love position is elevating in some way. So whether you're completely single, it's elevating to somebody new coming in, or whether it is, whether you're dating somebody, it could be going to the next level there, whether you are getting engaged, whether you're renewing vows, whether you are rediscovering the magic in a relationship. It all looks very special, Aries. With your sign, with Mars being, getting this beautiful beam from the sun in your love sector, it's healing you in some way by warming you up. So the loving rays of the sun in your love sector are, touching your wounds, they're healing your wounds, they're adding a lot of sparks to Mars. There's a lot of chemistry whenever the Knight of Cups is here, a lot of attraction, a lot of romance, a lot of romantic moments, a lot of romantic conversations, particularly around the 5th of August. There are some immediate romantic conversations ahead. And with the Ten of Pentacles, I think for a lot of you, it seems to be something with a lot of potential. Okay, so if you're completely single, Leo season is a beautiful time to meet people, if you can, where you are. But with the High Priestess coming up twice, I do feel though, in terms of love, you and the Two of Swords, Aries, I feel as though a lot of you have made quite bad choices before, or you have attracted partners who were very indecisive or secretive, or had secretive relationships, or kept you a secret, or you thought they were one person and then they turned out to be something completely different. And one of the things that is coming up very clearly from your cards and from the sky is, don't worry about thinking people are like people you've dated in the past, is one thing that's coming up, because the Unbound card is telling me that you have a lot of fears or have been through a lot of bad karma with certain people, and it's really made you sort of dim your light a little bit and try and be more secretive to match that. You know, you think that for some of you, I think that maybe you thought somebody else got off scot-free by being secretive, so you've tried to implement it a little bit with the High Priestess. I'm not so sure, but with the don't dim to fit in card, I do feel like you just have to be who you are, and because you're being illuminated literally by the sun this month. And you just have to be who you are. So where there are secretive tendencies within you, Aries, that are coming from a place of protection, the cards are kind of saying that you have better intuition at the moment. You can trust your intuition. You can trust your gut feeling to make good decisions in terms of love. And as well as that, make good decisions in terms of money and in terms of career. With the yin and the yang card, you could be attracting people that are very different to you or very balancing for you. And the yin and the yang is kind of associated with soulmates and twin flames and that kind of thing. But it's also just quite simply balancing out the masculine and feminine energies. You know, your opposite sign, your 7th house is Libra. So what balances you out is actually partnership. You know, it's such an individual sign. A lot of Aries are very balanced out by having somebody to bounce ideas off and to calm them down when they're feeling frantic, that kind of thing. And with the elk card and the stingray, the emphasis of water and fire, I feel that for a lot of you, you could be dealing with somebody who has different emotional responses, or you could be working through your emotional responses to be more balanced. Aries is what I'm seeing. So with Mars being in your sign, you have a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of charisma within yourself, and it's not going to waste in August. And you may feel challenged because you want to be in a higher position, you want to achieve more with your life, you want things to get off the ground, but August is when they get off the ground. So you start to see a bit of harvesting going on in August. Okay, Aries? Ooh, so the extended is listed below if you want to join it there. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next set. Love you very much. Bye.